This is my chest and back day workout, my current routine. And you will be seeing a lot of warm-ups here. And that's because the warm-ups I'm doing are almost a workout. Not quite a workout, but somewhere in between a gentle warm-up and a very gentle workout. But we're starting off with these Kettlebell Halos. And I absolutely love these. I highly recommend them. I've mentioned them before. And you know what? If you're not doing them and you've never done them, just give it a go, because you're going to be working out muscles you didn't even know you had. And it just really feels good and it feels natural. And it's a really good warm-up, especially for push-pull days like today. Today is chest and back, and I'm also doing neck. So getting these halos in to loosen the shoulders up and get the blood flowing up there is the way to go. So I was doing 20 of those, but you do as many as you feel like. And then this one is another one of my favorites. It's the reverse chop. Kettlebell reverse chops. I think that's the right name for it, but maybe there's another name. So, as you can see, it's almost like I'm moving in slow motion. It's just nice and controlled, and I'm twisting and bending my knees, so it's a full body warm up here. And yeah, getting those shoulders nice and engaged, and at the same time getting some hip movement in there as well. And for this one, I think I was doing about 20 as well. I mean, it's just a warm-up, so if you just did a few 10 or 20, do more. Keep it light. Or if you wanted it to be a bit more strenuous, then go heavier. And then this one is sort of a swing. I think it's supposed to be a swing. Maybe I'm not doing it very well. Yeah, it's a swing with a raise. I don't know what I was doing on this one. I think I was experimenting, but it's some sort of hybrid swing, upright row, front raise monstrosity. I don't know. Sometimes I just get the kettlebell and I just start moving about and do what feels good. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with that. Here we go with some goblet squats. And you can see I'm going arse to grass and my knees are going out nice and wide. This is really not supposed to be a leg workout. This is just getting warmed up. And I don't see any problem with working out, warming up your legs, even though it's not a leg day. Just warm your legs up a bit and, keep it fun. This is not serious, you're just warming up here. So, I'm enjoying this. It feels good. Do things that feel good, but are also functional. Now we're on to the face pulls with the cable. And this is another one of those movements that is just simply a must do, especially on a day like chest and back, push pull. It really activates those rear delt muscles and the traps and muscles that you really want activated. So I put these in early. This is a workout at this point. I think we've gone beyond warm-up, although technically it's still in my warm-up section. Right, and then we're onto the neck. So we are actually fully into workout territory here. And I don't understand anyone, or any man, who doesn't work out their neck. It's mind-boggling. You even see people on YouTube that are professional bodybuilders and they don't seem to even work their neck out, and it's baffling. So here we are, we're doing some very simple neck curls with the same kettlebell that I was using for the warm-up. But you don't have to use a kettlebell, you can use a dumbbell, you can use a plate, and to be honest, you can use your arms I was doing that when I was doing my home workout. I was just using my hand as resistance, and you know what? It works really well. I don't go low reps on neck because it's slightly risky. You know, I don't want to take the risk. I'm sure that you could grow a big thick neck by going heavy, but is it worth the risk? Maybe not. So on this I was doing 15 reps, so probably like 12 to 15. I was sometimes going as high as 20, and maybe that's not the optimal rep range, but for me it feels good. I don't want to put too much weight on my neck, so I usually go roughly to failure. Maybe the last set will be to failure, but I do 2 sets. In the past I've done more, maybe 4 sets, but 2 sets on each side, right? So you do the curls at the front, you do the, I suppose you'd call them extensions, you know, the back of the neck, and then as you can see I'm actually doing the sides as well. This is a very basic neck training, but it's fine, and it's better than no neck training. I've done neck training with a harness before, and I found it was about the same. It didn't make much difference whether I was doing it with a dumbbell or anything. It's basic, you know, but I think it's worth adding it into your routine. Be consistent, you know, don't be crazy, because your neck is your neck. So, you know, you don't want to get an injury in your neck. It's not the same as, I mean, every injury is bad, but you know, if you hurt your elbow, it's not really the same as injuring your neck. Your neck is much more valuable. So yeah, be careful and sensible, but don't skip it, because it's just worth having a strong neck for practical reasons, but also aesthetic reasons as well. A thin neck just doesn't look good, does it? Let's face it. So now we're on to the main exercise. As you can see, I'm doing some very silly looking fake dips. This is just a warm up, just to see if there's any weirdness, any kind of injuries that maybe I didn't know about. Just want to make sure I feel good in that deep position. So I'm doing a sort of a fake dip. I'm doing the dip, but I've got my legs on the platform, so just getting prepped, because I'm going to go in and do bodyweight dips. So I was doing weighted dips, but I thought I'd better be sensible. So my goal is 30 bodyweight dips, and here we go. And let's see, can I do it? Because last time I did 16, and you can count along, you can keep count if you want, but I'll just tell you, I did 17. So that's one more than my last record, which is progress to me, so that's good. And the plan is to get to 30, and then I'll start adding the weight, because, well, that just seems sensible. So here's my second set. You can see I've got the hollow body pose, and I think my technique's all right. But yeah, after you've done one major set of these, 17, you realize it is quite tiring. And the second set, I only managed to do 9, but still, that's fine. And the final set, really starting to get tired at this point, and managed to do 3. But I absolutely love dips. I think they are the best chest exercise of all. So that's just what I do now. Now we're just going on the back, straight in with some bent over rows with the barbell. This is just a warm up. You can see my angle, the angle of my torso is not particularly bent over. So you could say that this is bad, this is a bad form, but I suppose I used to do a lot of Yates rows you know, the Dorian Yates ones where your angle is slightly higher up. So it might just be a habit. And also, it just feels comfortable. When I go too low, you know, it doesn't feel quite as good to me. And my main focus with these is traps, thickness, but I also want to get some lower back in there as well, because the reason I'm not doing chest support is because I want my lower back to get stronger as well. But you know, so I think that the slightly higher angle suits the needs, but if you wanted to do a more proper bent over row, then do. It's not right or wrong, it's just what are you trying to do. And you know, maybe I'm just making excuses because it's harder, to be fair. It's harder to do it at a, you know, a lower angle. But anyway, this was a 60 kilograms, not super heavy, but I was doing 8 reps. I did 4 sets of 8, so I was doing volume on this. And I could do a lot heavier, but I haven't done this in a long while, so I'm just really getting back into the swing, and I'll be upping the weight, and I think going for more high intensity on these in the future. But yeah, that's a good one. And this is also a classic. This is for the upper chest, because the dips is quite lower chest focused. Sticking in an exercise just to focus on the upper pecs is a good idea. And I would have done an incline bench press, but I've got a separate tricep day. So for me, this one is more of an isolation. And if you do it right and really get the angles right and prep yourself and really put the mind into that upper chest, you'll feel it. It feels really good. But you've got to get those angles right. And don't go too heavy. This one's also for volume. And it wasn't heavy, but I did 3 sets of 12, although the last set I failed on 8 reps, and that was only at 7.5 each side. But bear in mind, I did just do a load of dips, so I was already quite exhausted on that. But yeah, highly recommend some cable flies for the upper chest. And that's the fail. No, yeah, managed to get one last rep there.